You show up from a place of alignment and not anxiety. And when your content reflects your leadership, your values, and your vision, that's when it starts to work, not just perform. Welcome to Your Audience is Waiting, the show where we turn your vision into visibility and your content into customers. I'm your host, Alicia Everett, and if you've ever felt like you're doing all the things online, but still not seeing the growth or engagement you deserve, you're in the right place because your audience is already out there. They want to hear from you, and together, we're going to make sure they do. So let's dive in. I was driving home the other day, windows down, podcast off for once, and I started thinking about how I process information. Weird thing to think about maybe, but anyways, that's what I was thinking about. And honestly, why is the car the best place for ideas? Like, it never fails. For my husband, it might be the bathroom. For me, it's the car. But give me some traffic and a good sunset, and suddenly I'm having a whole breakthrough. I just love a good sunset. But anyway, here's what hit me. I love frameworks. There's just something about them that feels so freeing. They don't put you in a box, they give you clarity. They give your ideas structure, but not restriction, right? And as I started thinking more about the way I create content and how I coach my clients when it comes to building their online presence, I realized I've been using a framework all along. It's a framework that is more holistic than most, one that actually makes sense for real leaders juggling real businesses with real lives. And I cannot wait to unpack it with you today. So let's talk about the PACE method, the framework I created to help founders and CEOs grow their online presence with clarity, strategy, and confidence. Let's start with this. Why even bother with frameworks, right? Because telling someone to just post is like telling them to just build a business with no blueprint. It's vague, it's unhelpful, and honestly, it leads to burnout. If you're anything like the clients I serve, visionary founders, high capacity leaders, you don't have time to waste wondering what to post or if it's working. You need a strategy that works with your leadership, not against it. And that's where frameworks come in. Frameworks give you clarity instead of chaos, direction instead of decision fatigue, and consistency without being robotic. So think of a framework like a recipe. It gives you so much structure, but it lets you season it your way, not copying anyone, and you're no longer cooking blindfold. Let's get into it. What is PACE? PACE stands for purpose. Why are you showing up? What transformation do you offer? What's the mission behind your message? The second part is audience. Who exactly are you speaking to? Not just their demographics, but their desires, their struggles, their goals. Where are they in life right now? How can you actually meet them where they are? That's so, so important. Credibility is the next piece. Why should they trust you? This is where your voice, your results, and your ability to listen and respond to your audience comes in. Not performative, but proven. And lastly is execution. What's your system for showing up consistently without burning out? How are you building a sustainable rhythm instead of hustling to keep up? All of those pieces are so important. I built this because most frameworks only give you one piece of the puzzle, like how to go viral or how to batch reels. And while we need those, right, they're super helpful, it's not the whole picture. PACE is holistic. It zooms you out so you can see your big picture vision. And it zooms you back in so you know exactly what to say. It works if you're starting fresh and it works if you're scaling because it meets you where you are as a leader, not just a content creator. So you're probably wondering, why does this matter? And let's be real, content burnout is everywhere right now, but it's not because people don't care. Again, it's because they care too much and they have no filter for what's actually worth creating. So when you don't know your purpose, when you're unclear, when you're not confident in your credibility, when you don't have a repeatable system for execution, you spiral, you overthink, or you go silent. But with PACE, you don't have to guess. You just lead. You show up from a place of alignment and not anxiety. And when your content reflects your leadership, your values, and your vision, that's when it starts to work, not just perform. Now, listen, I could talk frameworks all day, and I will. So, in the next episode, we're going to dive into 2 more frameworks that have shaped how I build content and help others lead online. It's the 4H method, which gives you the freedom to create without pressure, and Story Brand, which helps you position your message so audience sees themselves in your story. But for today, I want you to sit with pace. Ask yourself, do I know the purpose behind my content? Am I speaking clearly to my audience? Am I building credibility intentionally? Do I have a system for execution that works for my actual life? Let's recap what we learned today. Number 1, frameworks don't limit you, they free you. Number 2, the PACE method gives you a holistic way to build and maintain your online presence with clarity and intention. And number 3, when you're aligned in your purpose, audience credibility, and execution, you lead online with confidence, not confusion. You don't need more content ideas, you need a better filter, and PACE is your holistic filter. So, here are your next steps. If you're ready to take the first step with PACE, I've got you. Grab my free guide, Unstuck Your Audience. It's part of the purpose pillar, and it'll help you map out what your people actually need to hear right now. So if you're subscribed, it's already on the way. And if you're not, let's go fix that. I will make sure all of this is linked below in the show notes. And it'll take 10 seconds. Shift the way you show up online this month. Thank you so much for showing up and spending this time with me. It truly means the world. I hope today's episode reminded you that the work you're doing in your business matters. Your voice is powerful, your vision is needed, and your audience is already out there waiting to hear from you. If you want to keep the conversation going, come hang out with me over on Instagram at Alicia Everett. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your takeaways, or just cheer you on in whatever you're building. And if you haven't yet, would you do me a quick favor? Leave a review and rate the show. It helps me know what's resonating, what you're loving, and how I can keep delivering content that truly supports you. Until next time, keep showing up. Your audience is waiting.